Hello, hello, hello.
Yellow.
How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. It's another week.
I know.
My goodness, it's nearly December.
I know. I'm so excited.
It's not December yet, though.
Snow is falling all around him.
Well, what is fresh with you other than the weather?
Today is the last day of me being 56 years young.
Oh, is it actually?
Yes. Did I not mention it once?
You might have not mentioned it, and I have.
It's my birthday tomorrow.
Yes, well, happy birthday.
Thank you. Heinz Variety, 5 and 7, 57.
That's 57 different ways of passing wind.
Definitely one of them. Yeah, I can't believe
another.
it. I'm only 3 years away from 60.
Well, you're not 60 yet.
No.
So you should be enjoying your 50s while you can.
For when I'm 60 to when I was 40.
Oh, well.
It'll make no difference to me at all. I always go by the way I feel.
Maybe just the bones aren't as reliable as they used to be.
Well, this is true. This is true. But I can't wait till you get to 60.
God, I'm convinced I'll not make it to 60, darling.
Oh, I hope you do, because I'll be sitting in the nursing home waiting on you.
Me being the eternal stress head that I am, I'm convinced that I'll be lucky if I see my 50s. Anyway.
Well, I dare say you will, love. Anyway, yes, love.
Tell me this. What is the theme of this week's episode?
Positivity.
Wait. I am going to manifest.
There's the key word.
I'm going to manifest the positivity.
Yes. I think manifestation is probably one of the most, one of the best things that you can learn.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know I was manifesting 20 years ago.
Right.
When I was manifesting, because I never knew there was a name for it.
Okay.
You would have called it hope.
Right.
Back then, or positive thinking.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
So for somebody, and bearing in mind, my mind works completely different to yours.
Yes.
So for somebody who doesn't know what the term manifesting means, how would you describe what manifesting is?
The process of manifestation is about intentionally bringing your goals, desires, or dreams into reality through focus, belief, and aligned actions.
Okay.
So if there's something you really want, or something you think about all the time, or something you have a passion for, that could be this. I'm not talking about being a movie star or a pop star. I'm just talking about maybe you want to feel better about yourself by losing weight. You maybe want to try a different hairstyle. Maybe you want to go on a completely different type of holiday. You know, just and manifest that thought, that what that would be like, and think of the good things of how you would feel if you got to that place. Okay.
So is it just like you just sort of have an internal thought and you just sort of like think really hard about it?
Yeah.
Or is there like an actual, like, is there structure to it? I mean, I just, in my head, I tend to think, well, if I have an aspiration or a dream or a goal, then I set that in my mind's eye and I'll just work towards that.
And
Is it just as simple as that, or?
It can be for some people, but I think manifestation comes in many, many different forms.
Okay.
For me, when I had said earlier, this is how I used to manifest. So when Tina really started taking off, right? I started to get really big gigs, and I just felt so lucky, but I was also extremely grateful. And I always used to think to myself, I'm going to make this work. I want to make this work. I will make this work. And I always used to go to chapel.
Right, yeah.
Light a wee candle, say a wee prayer and say thank you. But always promise God that I would work my hardest. So for me, it was kind of clarification in saying in my mind, this is what I want. This is coming to me. I haven't got it yet, but when I get it, I'm going to make the most of it and I'm going to work really, really hard. So, I mean, just to clarify, if you wanted something really, really bad, write down, I want to feel confident speaking, say, in meetings within 1 month.
Okay.
So if you, for instance, want to give yourself time for that manifestation, it's to work. Or,
so it's almost like setting an objective. So you're sort of going, okay,
Yeah.
I'm being very specific in what I want to achieve
Yeah.
and how or when I want to achieve, rather.
yeah.
So it's kind of like you give yourself like a bit of a deadline almost.
Well, yeah, you can do, but everybody is different. And I would say this, that because manifestation is actually the most used word of 2024.
It is not.
It is.
Manifestation.
Manifestation.
Right, now where did you learn this?
On Cool FM on the radio. Sorry. Yeah, it was. Because they had said it's the most Googled word of 2024, and it's Googled 1,950 times a day,
Why do you think that is?
because people want to have hope.
Okay.
And they want to understand how to manifest something properly. It's
Okay.
like someone wants to lose weight, but they just can't get started.
Okay.
And how do you manifest this? People want to win the lottery,
Yeah.
like myself,
Yeah.
but I don't want to win the lottery. I'm going to win the lottery.
Okay.
That's manifestation.
When are you going to win the lottery? Have you got a timeline?
Yeah.
You need to clarify. Do you have a goal in mind, and when do you want to achieve it by?
I'm going to win the Euro lottery tonight because that jackpot's 140 million.
Okay, so if you don't turn up for podcast next week and know that you've won the Euro
If
Millions.
you never see me again, you know I've won the 140 million. I'll be like, Glenn, who? I've no idea who he is.
That's friendship for you right there.
Oh, I'll be like, here be me to my driver. Driver. And driver be going to me, there's a young chap at the door with a moustache. He says his name's Glenn. And I'd be like, Glenn who?
Oh, just on that, by the way, I have to say thank you so much for people who have actually donated to my Movember appeal.
Oh.
I am £475 raised so far. I'm 25 quid short of my 500 target. So thank you so much if you've took the time
Cheers,
to donate
everybody.
to that.
That's
It's
lovely.
brilliant. So anyway, back to the pod. So clarify.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, manifest the thing that you want.
Mm-hmm.
It mightn't work straight away.
Mm-hmm.
So give yourself about 4 to 6 weeks for it to start to feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Because making a change in your life is often quite scary. Can make you feel vulnerable. Can make you feel isolated. Like, for instance, someone who still wants to socialise but doesn't want to drink alcohol anymore would have an awful imbalance of feeling left out, not being invited, left behind. So go out with your friends. Just don't drink the alcohol.
Yeah. Well, there's loads of alcohol-free options now, isn't there?
Absolutely.
You can have all the fun without the hangover.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, but having the hangover sometimes is just part of the fun. Although I wouldn't be thanking you.
No. Are you nuts?
I wouldn't be thanking you for it while
I've
actually
heard
having a
you.
hangover.
I've seen you. You're the reason why I've stopped drinking.
Here, you're not wrong. I get them severely bad.
So, and you like the next step, I would say, in manifestation, after you clarify the thing that it is that you want, is to visualize it.
Okay.
So you picture yourself in that place where you see yourself.
Is that kind of like, so if I woke up tomorrow morning and I have manifested
Yeah.
my goal,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, what would that look like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. In your mind's eye, you see yourself in the place where you hope you want to be. Not where you want to be, but where you hope you want to be. And you have to feel it. You have to sense it. You have to smell it. You have to taste it. Do you know what I mean? It's all about visualization of seeing yourself, and egging yourself on is very important. Yes, I will. Yes, I can. Yes, I must. There is no other option.
Yeah.
So, have you ever manifested anything, Glenn?
I don't know, Tina. I'm being
I think
honest.
you have, without
I don't
even
know.
realising
But you
it.
see, this is where, like, we've talked so many times around the way that my brain thinks is completely different to
So it
yours. You're quite a spiritual. You would have a faith, so to speak. You go to chapel. You
Yeah, I
believe in
do.
a higher power, and whereas in my brain, the way that I think about things,
Yeah.
I think more about, as we've talked before. And again, I don't want to be the sort of to put all over this, but like I think about, I'm in control of my destiny. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like,
I do.
rather than sort of putting out that into the universe. And, maybe it's such a small-minded and narrow view. And who knows, I could have manifested something in my belief that I'm in control of my own destiny, but in fact, it was the universe's way of actually making things happen.
Yeah.
Which, I guess, is your point around manifestation. I can't say that I've ever sat down in the way that you're just describing, you know, and so I've set myself a goal. Maybe, who knows?
I think you have set yourself so many goals.
But then I believe that I am responsible for my own destiny, and if I want those things to happen, then I have to go out and move mountains and make them happen.
That's manifesting.
But would it not be, you know, having...
It's you doing it.
Yeah.
But the term for it is manifestation. You're telling yourself you've got these goals. You wanted higher education. You wanted masters. You wanted degrees. You wanted qualifications. Did you get them?
Yeah, I did. I suppose you're right. Because you mentioned just at the top there that it's about, again, I suppose, focus and belief. And I mean, and maybe that's right. Maybe in my head, when I think of manifestation, this is about, you know, me putting it out into the cosmos and waiting for the cosmos to return that, you know, that sort of good energy or whatever it is that they, you know, that they say. So maybe I just have a really skewed opinion or view of what manifestation actually is. So thank you for describing it.
And I also think too that even the smallest manifestation, that someone who maybe isn't as confident as the next person or doesn't look at themselves the way they should and would wish that they could believe in themselves a bit more, you know, this manifestation is like looking at yourself in the mirror when you're naked.
Oh God, nobody wants to see that.
You see, you shouldn't have said that.
Why?
Because you should look at yourself in the naked, whether you're a size 0 or you're a size 8,000. Love every inch. It doesn't matter about what size you are. However, in the manifestation, if you're looking at yourself and you want to change something about yourself, but you're afraid to do so, manifest it.
Okay.
Visualize it. You'd like to have bigger boobs.
I'd like to have more hair.
You'd like to have more hair. You'd like to have a flatter tummy. But do you understand what I mean? It doesn't need to be, like I spoke about winning the Euro lottery, and I really do believe I'm going to win the Euro lottery. But I would tell any of our listeners who are listening, no matter what that manifestation is, no matter how big, small or different, do it. You will get it. Don't take no for an answer. It's like, you have to believe in it, using the affirmations. I am clear. I am confident. I am a success.
Yeah.
I am going to be whatever it is that manifestation is.
Do you regularly, I appreciate you've mentioned already, like that, you know, manifestation is something that you've maybe been doing 20 years ago and it was called something different.
Yeah.
But like the term affirmations, just there where you're saying, you know, like, would you make positive affirmations? Is that something that you do regularly?
Yeah.
So do you sort of have a look? I know you've said looking in the mirror, but would you look in the mirror and say, you know, I am fierce, I am strong,
every day.
That's
every day. Every night I go to bed, I brush my teeth. I let the dog out and he does about 20 wee wees in the garden. And then I come in and then I lock up and I go upstairs and then I brush my teeth. And then I look in the mirror and I give myself a wee kiss. And I say, see you, you're gorgeous. And then I climb into bed and then I say my wee prayers and I fall fast asleep.
But this idea of like, I am, you know, what's something that you... What's wrong with it? But is that something that you... I didn't say there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying, is that something that you would do daily? Like, you know, that's what I'm saying. Would you sort of say, you know, I am confident,
I am, I will... And all of the words that are attributed to being successful, strong, confident, willing, supportive, loving, kind, all of the nice parts of my life come from my soul. And people often say, wear my heart in my sleeve and all that malarkey. And I do at times, you know, but I'm also not afraid to say no. If something's giving me an icky vibe, I go, no, I don't like that. I don't want to be here. And I'll act on it.
So is what you're saying there that, like, if you're doubtful about, you know, anything that you're sort of manifesting, that could essentially block? Is that the right word to use?
Well, it kind of sort of feeds through to your vibe.
Yeah.
And it's important to act on that, because if it doesn't flow with you.
Yeah.
It's like there's an old saying, if you're in a room with a person and the person doesn't smile, you leave the room.
Yeah.
So if you're manifesting something and something happens, and even when you're acting on it, it doesn't make you feel good.
So is there a better way to say this? Like, so belief effectively acts like a magnet
Yeah.
for opportunities and positivity, and if you believe it, then others will believe it. I suppose they say that quite a lot, doesn't it? It's like, if you've got self-belief or you believe in yourself, others will believe in you as well.
Of course.
It's interesting.
Yeah. And there's nothing more attractive than confidence.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
It really is. When I didn't realize I was manifesting, I was always grateful. Grateful for the gigs, grateful for the opportunities, grateful for someone looking at me and thinking, yeah, you know what, Tina will be great here. And as I said, I'd go to chapel, light a candle, blah, blah, say my prayers, but always say thank you. And I think when you show gratitude, if you don't show it by saying to someone, thank you so much, I really appreciate that, show it through your hard work, show it through your progress, show it through your positivity. One of the best things I absolutely adore. I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to answer this. And I want the listeners to know. Every time I come to your and Gary's house, what do I do?
You sit down and I make you a cuppa.
No. What's the first thing I do?
Oh, you always knock the door.
Yeah. I would never walk into anybody's house.
Yeah, I think that's just.
But that's good manners.
Yeah, it's a courtesy, isn't it? It's like, this is our space.
It's your space. And you would often say to me, what are you knocking the door
I know,
for?
and so would I. I'm always,
So
for
you
fuck's
do.
sake, come in. You're making me get up out of my seat here.
But you see, to me, I think that's got to do with gratitude. And I'm grateful for your friendship, your love, your loyalty and all that. But I also like it when people come to my house like you did the other day and you rap my door.
Yeah.
And I shouted out, you come on in.
Yeah.
So I think...
I just repaid the favour. I made you get up out of your seat.
You did. You made me get up. God's sake.
Do you believe in this idea of cosmic vibrations and things, right? So do you know the way they say karma what you give is karma what you get return, right? So if you put good out into the universe, which I just talked about a few moments ago, but talking about gratitude. So I'd learned or heard once before that putting gratitude or practicing gratitude, as they call it, practicing gratitude raises your sort of like cosmic vibrations in the universe, or cosmic signals, whatever it is you want to call them. And that by basically putting that out into the universe, that also tells the universe that you're open to receiving those signals back, or those good vibrations, as they also coin the phrase. And by doing that, you're likely to receive gratitude in abundance back. Yeah,
you will.
But do you believe that sort of mentality of, would you put out,
to me, that
back?
sounds very much like karma.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It really
this is what I mean when you say the
differently.
cosmos and all that kind of sort of stuff. I honestly believe, like, when you get up in the morning, make your bed. Yeah. First thing you do is make your bed. Then
you said that before,
your day is already set. It's planned. And you're going to have a good day. Every time I get in my car and before I put my key in my ignition, I have my own wee prayer. Do you want to hear it?
Go for it.
Dear Lord, look after me today. Let me get to all my destinations safe and sound and home again, all in one piece. Amen. Before I take off. Because the manifestation for me is about protecting myself and making sure I have a nice day and also safe and healthy. The other thing I'd like to skip back to that we talked about previously there was one of the good things that I love about people, and this is what I will notice straight away, is good manners. People who are gracious. Yeah. And they'll say thank you and please, may I, or can I talk to you about something, please? I quite like that. That to me would draw me to a person instantly. Yeah. I love good manners. I love being around people who are like-minded. Yeah. Because it shows they've got patience. Yeah. And they've got grace, and they've got listening ears as well as being able to talk as well. And I think when I'm around people like that, I'm only going to have a good time. I'm only going to experience good karma. I'm only going to end up with smiles on my face and a happy heart. Do you believe in good karma? I mean, I sound like such a closed book, don't I? I'm always sort of like the pessimist in these things. I believe if you're kind to somebody, they'll be kind back. And I guess that's the definition of good karma, right? Is by putting that out into the, I guess, yeah, I suppose in a roundabout way, yes. Good. Because the other thing is, and let's not forget, see, when you show gratitude, some people could think the wrong way about you, and you might appear as vulnerable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you might come across as a wee bit, oh, somebody's going to take a hand out of you and stuff. But there's times in your life, as you well know as well as I do, you could be as kind and as kind and as kind to some people, and they will turn around and they'll slap you in the face.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But here's what I do. I forgive them instantly. I just release it. And I think part of manifestation is, one of the keys is gratitude, but also release. You know what I mean? You don't have to get it absolutely perfect. Whatever it is you're going for, whatever it is you're striving for, you want to lose 10 stone, you've only lost 9.5. Don't go for perfection. There's nothing or nobody in this world is perfection. You know?
Yeah.
Confidence will grow naturally.
Yeah. Yeah. How does that work though, do you think, for like an overachiever like me? Because I think we talked before that I have this mentality that I need to be the best in everything that I can do.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But sometimes, as we also discussed, that I'm setting myself up for failure because ultimately I'm chasing something that's not possible. Do
Yes,
you know
it
that?
is.
It's weird.
No, the thing is with you, you have to be seen to be trying it.
Yeah.
And if you're not trying it, then you feel like you're being lazy and you're being idle, and you're super intelligent. So for you to fail is good for you.
Yeah.
For you to feel disappointment is what keeps you buzzing. So when you get a challenge and you trip up, you're like, ugh, the world is going to end.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
You know, which is another part of this manifestation cycle, gratitude. Because then you know yourself, you're capable of going, no, I'm going to get this. I will get this. No matter how long it takes, I'm going to get this.
And I suppose keeping in line with sort of this idea that manifestation is about, you know, focus, belief and action and all that good stuff, that essentially if you're not releasing or you're clinging on to things, ultimately that can create, I guess, resistance to what you're trying to achieve.
Yes.
So for like letting go, that opens up space for unexpected ways for your manifestation that might come to life. I suppose you're almost willing it into life if you're sort of, you know, you're willing to let go of that. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
And I also think that people will really, like in 2025, come January the 1st, all these New Year's resolutions. And I think the word resolution will change to manifestation. You know, New Year's manifestations, I think, is a far better quote.
Do you not think the word manifestation just sounds like infestation?
Well, in a way, yes. And it is a kind of an infestation, but you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your self-worth, your self-belief, your self-esteem, you know. And the beauty about it is, I mean, you don't have to. If you're happy with what you are, who you are, where you are, what you're doing, the who, what, where, when, and I, you know what I mean? Maybe you don't need to manifest and you're just not interested in it. But when someone says to a person, I'm manifesting, and that person who isn't manifesting, I just hope they're being really supportive and saying, do you know what? I'm really proud of you. You will get it. Don't say, oh, I hope you get it. Oh, I hope it works. Or I hope. You will get it. It will work. Keep going. Don't give up. You know, because it's very important to stay open and be willing to try new approaches as well. Because if one manifestation fails, carry on with another one. Something similar. So it's important to sense failure, but not to surrender to failure.
Suppose in some regards that like manifestations, they can kind of arrive in the ways that you least expect them, right?
Yeah.
So seizing those moments when they do, you know, is can only be positive. Can only be positive.
It is a positive.
So here,
go.
Question for you then.
Go.
So do you have any sort of personal experiences that you can share with the listeners where manifestation has worked for you?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So when I was 38, 39, I was at my heaviest. And although I didn't mind being quite heavy, I was fed up with it. And I remember the morning I woke up And I looked at myself in the mirror and I thought, is it any wonder you woke up on your own? But it wasn't in a cruel way. And it was that day that I thought, right, I'm going to go to the gym, and I joined the gym. Now, I wasn't going to join the gym to become a bodybuilder, or I just wanted a change in my life. But what happened with me was I walked away from the gym that day feeling, oh, I really like this.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was a new thing. It was something I could include in my life. And it made me feel really, really good. The endorphins in my brain, I hadn't felt them since I was a kid doing disco dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me back to that when my head was clear. I was an innocent child. I just bounced about the place like a rubber ball. And I loved that. And so within a year, I lost about 12 stone. So back then, I didn't know that I had manifested, but I did.
Yeah.
Because I made a simple decision about, I don't really like the way I feel anymore. I've been living like this for a long time and I'm really fed up. So I'm going to try this change.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked.
And that became your focus, essentially,
And that was
didn't it? You acted upon it.
I acted upon it.
Yeah.
The visualization became the realization.
Yeah.
And it still does to this day.
Yeah.
I get up off my hairy, gorgeous backside. Well, it's actually quite smooth. And off I go.
I suppose, so just to sort of like invert the question as well about manifesting. So you mentioned it's about, putting your best foot forward and thoughts and positivity out into the universe. Can you have a negative manifestation? Do you know what I'm saying? So,
oh, you mean self-doubt?
Well, just, I suppose, like, can manifestations become a negative thing? I suppose what I'm thinking of is if you become obsessed with trying to achieve, or
I don't think you could become obsessed. I think the most careful thing you can do with manifestation is don't make it the be all and end all.
Yeah.
Make it a small part of your thought process.
Yeah.
And try a little bit every day and see how far you get. Don't go hammer and tongs. This I'm going to do, this I'm going to do. We see me. That doesn't work. It's hard work. It's dedication. And it happens over time because you're letting go of one part of your life and you're going to embrace a new part of your life. So it's very important to make that change in a way that suits you. And you will get disappointed. You will fall. You will fail to a certain degree. But what's even more important is getting back up again, getting on with it, and keep going, keep trying. Fill yourself full of compliments. Go in front of the mirror, naked or dressed. Talk to yourself in the mirror. And I mean talk to yourself in the mirror. Like what you would love to hear a complete stranger say to you. See you are fucking beautiful. Yay. Say yay. Kiss that mirror. Absolutely. So, we're going to take a small break, listeners, and we will be back right after this.
So welcome back. Just before the break there, we were chatting about manifesting. And we'll continue on with the manifesting chat. I think one of the things that I wanted to touch on was just maybe some of the misconceptions that people have about manifesting. So I've learned, I said earlier on, I assumed that manifesting was about putting things out into the universe and hoping that the universe would send me a sign. But almost like it's some kind of magic,
Yeah.
Whereas...
it's going to happen.
Yeah, or like wishing upon a star or whatever, that way. Almost like it's a passive thing where you just by saying it will happen. But realistically, what you've just described to me is about this action. It's actually about being active, and it requires, I guess, a degree of effort and consistency rather than just sort of saying it and waiting for this good energy to bounce back from, some cosmic power, out in the ether. So really, you are actually in control of your own destiny, I guess, which is back to what I said at the very top of this episode, that I sort of feel that I'm in control of my own destiny. So to answer your earlier question, have I ever manifested something? I think what I've learned is that pretty much the success that I've had in my career, in my life so far, and touch wood that continues, has actually been through inadvertently me manifesting my ideas of what I think, I want to do as a career or, whatever. So it's very interesting.
It is in the sense when you don't realize what you're doing, and then there's a name for it. There's a term given to it, and you don't realize that there's a process, there's actions, there's steps, there's a path that you take. Because I remember when I started getting getting really big gigs and being so grateful, and the one thing I always did was I have to go to chapel, and that was me showing my gratitude, thinking about what it was I was going to be doing, how I was going to manage it, how I was going to make it grow, how I was going to include others. So for me, manifestation back then was definitely a thing. Now that I know what it is, and it's not that I would manifest about something completely different every single day. I just basically say to myself, if there's something I really want, I will manifest it, and I will wait until I get it. Because as you said, it's not like it's a magic wand and you go, right, well, win the lottery.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get it. Tell me this. What's the difference between manifesting and simply setting goals?
Well, from what I've understood, based on what we talked about, manifesting is more than just about setting a goal. Yeah. Like a goal is just about planning and doing, whereas this idea of manifesting becomes a bit of a mindset almost. Yeah. You have to invest your energy, your beliefs, let go of things. So it is more of a mindset than just planning and doing. This is about, thinking about the longer term. So it's like an extra layer of intention almost.
Yeah, I get it.
It's fascinating. It really is fascinating.
Isn't it? Mm-hmm. I quite like it, actually. I think a lot more people, after they listen to this podcast, what I would love them to do, if they'd never manifested before, get in touch with us and let us know through all our different platforms, WhatsApp and Patreon, and send us a message and let us know. If you've never manifested before, that's number one. Number two, would you manifest? And if you were to manifest, what would it be? You don't have to tell us, but it would be very interesting to find out.
Absolutely.
And also if it worked.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. I think one of the things as well that I've took away is that there is definitely a connection between manifesting and just having self-confidence. Like you already touched upon the self-confidence element there, but I think what you're doing there is you're reinforcing your positive change, which in turn feeds your self-confidence. So it's almost like a feedback loop. If you're self-confident, then it helps create change through manifestation, which helps with your self-confidence, which helps create change. So you're literally in a never-ending cycle. So like it's definitely a different way of viewing things, which I'd never really thought of before today. As I've said already, I just assumed this was a magic thing that you just sort of done, but actually it is a mindset change. Yeah. It's very interesting.
And I also think, it's taken over, this whole positive thinking, and the positive thinking is very important. Don't get me wrong. But to manifest seems a wee bit more kind of sort of, I don't know, sacred. To manifest is a real self-belief, especially for non-believers, and it could be for absolutely anything. Yeah,
but again, from what I've understood, this isn't about believing. This is totally within your own gift.
Yeah,
you don't have to have this sense of faith, or it's not about. It is literally about harnessing a different way of approaching a goal or a dream or a vision, that kind of idea, as based on the points that you've already sort of mentioned. But okay, I mean, I've really enjoyed our chat.
So basically, if you're thinking of manifesting, right, what you need to do is this. There's like 6 or 7 things that you need to take on board. So say you want to manifest something. So if someone wants to manifest more confidence, number one, clarify. Write down what it is that you want to be confident in. Second step is to visualize. Yourself doing that thing. And number three is to believe. And like really believing in yourself and telling yourself, yes, I will. Yes, I'm going to. Yes, of course I can.
It's those kind of positive affirmations, isn't it?
Absolutely. And then number four, act on it. You know, put yourself in a room on your own, doing what it is that you're manifesting.
So it's like sign up for classes and things. Or if there's like, if you want to be the best Irish dancer and you don't know how to Irish dance, well, you're never going to be able to do it if you don't sign up for a class.
If you don't sign up
so
for
like
a class,
you've got to act on it, really. Like,
if you want to learn how to dance, you got to go to a class because it's a professional teacher.
Everybody starts somewhere, don't they?
Got to start somewhere. And like I said earlier, gratitude. You know, what you could do each day is write down one thing you're proud about yourself.
Yeah.
Look at what you've wrote. Read it every day. You know, I'm proud of my heart. I'm proud of my thought process. I'm proud of my home. I'm proud of my family. Yeah. You know, and don't forget, this is also really, really important, is to release. You know, nobody's perfect. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nothing is perfect. Don't stress and worry and strive for perfection. You know, trust that confidence will grow naturally. And here's my last one. Stay open. And be open about willing to try new approaches. If your manifestation isn't going to work, just push it to the left or push it to the right and just change it up a little and you will get there.
That's all we've got time for the main pod. But not before we have a very quick visit to our segments.
Oh, look at that. My left hand's itchy.
Oh, she's got an itchy hand.
Left hand,
What's
left
that?
palm.
Left is...
Left for loot.
Oh.
Left for loot.
Was it?
Money.
Okay.
No. Left for
well,
loot.
Listen, you're doing manifest it, manifest it, manifest it, manifest
it. Love, let me tell you. I say, I got up in the morning and I'll just disappear off the face of the earth for about 6 weeks.
Sip and share.
So we've not done our sip and share for quite a while.
No, we haven't.
But we have had a lot of people messages and we've had people send us in questions. Ooh. So I'm going to get straight into it. This one comes in from Anon. Having gone through times where it was hard being yourself and then going through where people were being accepted for being queer and gay and part of the LGBTQIA community, how does it feel for yourself, Tina, knowing that society has become more accepting?
Well, Anon, thank you for writing in. Appreciate the question. I have seen the biggest changes in the last 25 years and I can tell the difference. I look at today's society with a happy heart, but I used to have a very fearful heart because I took my life in my hands. But I was never afraid because I always had the backing and the love and the support of my parents.
Yeah.
They were there for me the whole way.
Yeah.
So for me, I was kind of Tina as a fun, loving, fearless female. Yeah. But it's lovely to see the kids express themselves and be so open and so loving and almost carefree. And I didn't have that, but my God, am I glad that they have it.
And I mean, who would have thunk it? There's big Tina Legs performing at a British Legion.
Big Tina down in the British Legion and down the Shore Road and all over the place. And to me, a club is a club and a stage is a stage.
Yeah.
And an audience is wonderful.
Yeah.
There, you know, it's I'm not a drag queen for any other reason than I love doing drag.
And I guess here's a follow-up question. Just, you know, do you think that the younger generation of gays who celebrate Pride now as a party appreciate how much people had to go through to get it to this stage where society is totally accepting? And do you think there's a bit of education that still needs to be done, or do you think people remember?
I think education is very important and should never slack.
Yeah.
I think education is key. Communication is key. I think for both you and me, I'm older than you.
Yeah.
You're a little bit older than them, you know, and they're always going to look to us for history, experience, knowledge, you know, or even a fine, fair mental balance.
Yeah.
You know, so I think education should never, ever stop.
So we've got a voice note from Gillian. She sent it to us on WhatsApp, and this is it.
Hi, I'm Gillian from Belfast, and I am in my mid to getting a bit older 50s, shall we say. And I'm wondering, Tina, as you have hit this kind of age as well, do you start to feel maybe more invisible compared to the younger queens? Is it harder for you to continue to maintain your profile in reality and in your head? I don't know. Just that sense of invisibility that can happen to women. How's it affected you?
Oh my God, that is a wonderful question. I am 57 tomorrow. Did I mention it's my birthday tomorrow?
You should have said. Why didn't you say at the top of the episode?
God, it must have slipped my mind. Didn't manifest it properly. I actually have become more visible as I've got older, because I think it's very important that the younger queens, I want them to see that this is what it could be like for you when you're 57, but you have to work hard. You have to be professional. You have to draw a line under the partying and the unprofessionalism. Have a little bit of fun. Drink your drinks. Run about with your mates. But do your job and do it the best that you can. I just think it's very important to be visible and to be structured, especially as an older queen, because there's nothing worse than a messy older queen. There really isn't. You know, a strong older queen will always get the respect she deserves because of the way she has been. Her history will always have a yellow brick road in front of her. And people will always go, oh, that's Tina. That's the way she is. What's she drink? Oh, she doesn't drink. You know, show starts at 4, we're in at 3.
Yeah.
Show's over at 8, you'll go to mates 5 to 8.
Yeah.
We're there from before it starts. And I just think those lovely little traits that are the key to a successful, happy, professional career. So for me, I'd never let myself be invisible. When I am invisible is when I'm not going to be doing it, you know? And I love that question. I think it's great. I could talk about that all night long.
So this is our brand new segment, Sip or Skip, where I asked Tina 2 questions and she has to give me a reasonable response as to whether it's a skip or a sip.
Right, got it.
Okay.
I love this.
Let me just shuffle the cards.
Oh,
I mean, I'm shuffling them, but all I'm really doing is just like, you know, bending them over, fanning them.
Fanning them.
But I am shuffling them.
You are.
Okay, are you ready?
I was born ready.
Here we go. First one. People who use social media accounts like their diary.
Skip.
Oh yeah, skip.
Skip.
Sometimes people can overshare, right?
Please, I don't want to know what you have for your breakfast and your dinner and your and oh, please.
It's so 2010.
Yeah, it really is. I was like that.
I think everybody was like that.
Everybody was like that.
But Facebook made Facebook like that, because remember they give you ways to, you know, like Glenn is feeling happy, Glenn is feeling down, and then the ability to check in somewhere. And there's nothing worse than that person that goes such and such is at the meter, or such and such is at the hospital.
Doctors.
And then you go, are you okay, hon? And they go, I'll DM you.
Yeah, I've seen it so many times. It bore off.
Yeah, definitely a skip for me. Okay.
Right.
I know this one is going to straight away. Okay. I know you're going to tell me that this is a skip, but I'll ask you anyway.
Go.
Are you ready?
Why?
They don't like dogs.
Oh. Venom. Pure venom. Anybody who doesn't like dogs, get away from me.
So that's a skip.
Yeah, that's a skip to Malou. Let me tell you something. Anybody who... I love animals. I love them. I love them. I love them.
Yeah, it's a skip for me too. I think you need to have... you need to like animals.
You've got to have a heart.
I agree.
You've got to have a big, big heart, and you've got to be prepared to share your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get a wee pet, an animal, not just necessarily a dog, because you're bringing another wee, as I would say, mini human into your life.
Yeah.
And they depend solely upon you. See, when you're in a good mood, they're in a good mood.
Yeah.
See, when you're sad, they're sad. See, when you're sad and they want to cheer you up, they'll cheer you up. Oh, don't get me started.
Okay,
God.
so here we go. I'm going to shuffle.
I'm there ready. Oh, I'm telling you, I'm going to wreck a studio in a minute.
Here's me pretending to shuffle, but really I'm fanning.
Fan. Did I pick 2? Oh, I love this. Oh, I like this one. Are you ready?
Hold on, wait, I need to get back in front of my mic. Okay.
They bite their nails.
Oh, I'm the worst for this. I do this. This is a really bad habit of mine.
What?
Yeah, so it's a sip for me because I know I do this. I bite my nails.
I've never seen you bite your nails.
Oh no, I tend to do it in public as well, which is the most bizarre thing.
If I ever saw you bite your nails, I'd turn around and clatter you.
It's like I find myself, if I'm sitting in a bar, like I noticed actually I caught myself on doing it on Sunday. I was sitting in the bar and I was biting my nails and I actually caught myself on. I was
That's
like, oh my God.
anxiety, love.
Is that what it is? Do you
That's
think?
anxiety. It's pure anxiety.
I wonder what I'm
I
anxious
used to bite
about.
my nails. I used to go all the way up to the elbow in the pit. Swear to God. Honest to God. I did. I was wicked. And Kathy used to say to me all the time, I swear if you don't, and the blood would have been pouring out of my fingers. I was bad. I was horrendous. So if I ever catch you biting your nails, I swear to Almighty God, mister, you'll know all about
All right,
it.
Mama T, sorry.
Here we go. You ready? Oh, this looks juicy. They take a photo of every meal before they eat it.
I mean, this isn't really. I don't know. I mean, I really don't find that much. Like, I don't find that as a bit of an ick, to be honest. I mean, like, people take photographs of their food because sometimes they have an Insta account. I personally don't, and I personally don't do that. I don't think I do it. I mean, if I'm back through my Instagram, I'm pretty sure there's no pictures there, but
that food we had yesterday.
Oh, yes.
In the Devonshire, / the Devonish.
Oh, yes.
Was absolutely out of this world, wasn't
Yes,
it?
we were over there having
Wasn't the staff lovely?
The staff were lovely. We were over there talking about a potential show that might be coming up on Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, Sunday the 30th.
And while we were there, we thought we'll have a spot of lunch.
Yes.
It's very tasty.
Gorgeous.
Face planted. The
spaghetti bolognese, garlic bread, and she threw me over a plate of real chips.
Yeah, thick cut chips. And while we were ordering the food, she signposted to me that she was going to be stealing my chips, so I made the waitress bring another bowl of plates or bowl of chips.
Listeners, I said to the waitress, he wanted a club sandwich, and she said, "What side order do you want?" And she was coleslaw, blah 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 blah. And I said, "Does he get chips?" And she said, "Aye." And I went, "Give him a couple of extra because I want some." And God love her, she brought me out a plate of chips.
She did.
And they were like cribbies. They
Uh-huh.
were like cribbies. I couldn't believe it. I had every one of them.
You did. Your face planted the whole lot.
I swear it's just my birthday.
I know it is. But look, that is all we have time for this episode.
No way.
I know. But as always, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely, darling.
And as Tina's already mentioned, we absolutely love hearing from you. So thank you again for those people that have written in. So sorry it took us a couple of weeks to get to your questions. And of course, as always, if you don't want us to read your name out, we can just, as you've discovered, we can say it's from anonymous. Likewise, if you're wanting to send us a voice note and you're not comfortable with us using your voice, we can transcribe the voice note or we can disguise your voice.
Yes.
Being a wizard that I am, I have the means and the ways to morph your voice.
Yes.
Also, don't forget to follow us on Patreon.
Please.
For the cost of a drink a month, you can support Tina and I. Your contribution helps
Cost
keep
of living crisis.
Cause live. Your contribution helps the conversation flow between Tina and I. We really do appreciate it, and thank you for those people that have already signed up for paid membership. We are truly grateful.
We love you.
Well, Miss Legs, until next time. Chin chin. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of G&T Sips and Giggles. If you've enjoyed our conversation, then don't forget to share it with your friends, and why not subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. Your reviews mean the world to us and really help others find the show, so please take a moment to leave one, but be kind. If you'd like to support the podcast, why not consider joining us on Patreon? For the cost of a drink a month, you can listen to episodes early, access exclusive digital content, and get discounts to upcoming G&T shows. Your support helps us keep the conversation flowing. Cheers, we'll see you next time. Chin chin.